The previous weeks have seen soaring costs for natural gas and power in Europe, which has captured the attention of worldwide media outlets. However, a pandemic-related energy crisis is also buffeting China, where coal inventories are critically low. They are warning that the energy shortage in China will have more of an impact on the economy of the entire world than the energy shortage in Europe will. As China deals with its biggest power shortages in a decade, certain regions have begun to limit the amount of electricity supplied to manufacturers. Last week, 2/3 of the country was affected by blackouts. However, even the English-language publication of the Chinese Communist Party, the Global Times, has recently acknowledged that there were some gaps that may have caused the collapse of the Northeast power grid, which added to the regional power shortage. The government-run media have maintained an optimistic tone. According to analysts in the energy business, a recovering demand has stretched the energy generation capacity in China, much like it has in Europe and the United States. Furthermore, because of the weather conditions, renewables have produced less electricity than was projected. They claim that the problem has been made worse by the Chinese Communist government's implementing punitive measures to meet Beijing's fossil fuel energy reduction targets to fulfill China's commitment to cut its carbon emissions by 65% before 2030. These targets were set to achieve China's promise to meet China's commitment to cut its carbon emissions by 65% before 2030. In September, those in authority within the regional Communist Party were informed that they would be held accountable for any failure to achieve the desired level of carbon reduction. According to the National Development and Reform Commission, which is in charge of the majority of the most China's economy, 20 of China's provinces have failed to fulfill their carbon objectives for the year 2021. Guangdong and Jiangsu are two of the areas that are responsible for more than a third of the total economic production of the country. Factories affected. China's energy prices have more than doubled this year due to an undue demand for electricity from manufacturers and a decrease in coal mines. Electricity is being restricted in 20 of China's 31 provinces, affecting the production of aluminium, steel, cement, and fertilizer. Power suppliers in China's northeastern industrial regions have instructed heavy energy users to cut their energy usage during daylight hours and have instructed firms to shut down operations every few days immediately. The Japanese financial institution Nomura warned about the possibility of another large supply side 1 week ago. The bank stated that the dangers had been understated or even missed. Along with Goldman Sachs, Nomura has revised its estimates downward for China's economic development and is now predicting that the country's economy will fall by 0.2% during the current quarter, followed by weaker growth than previously anticipated. Economists are warning that if this scenario comes to pass, it will increase the risk of greater inflation and make it more challenging for economies worldwide by the effects of the epidemic. An energy bottleneck in China is likely to have a rippling effect across the world, according to Howie Lee, an economist at Singapore's OCBC Bank. This influence would be felt everywhere, from Asia to Europe. Figures released by the Chinese government indicate that manufacturing activity in China fell to its lowest level since February 2020, when coronavirus lockdowns wreaked havoc on the economy. This occurred during the most recent month. According to a report published by Bloomberg last week, Vice Premier Han Zheng, who oversees China's energy sector, has ordered the state-owned energy companies to secure gas and coal supplies for its power stations, which provide more than 50% of the country's electricity generation. This is done to ensure basic livelihoods and to keep supply chains stable. The directive was given during an emergency meeting a week ago, during which authorities expressed concern about the likelihood of power disruptions stretching until March. On Monday, China only had enough coal stockpiles to power the country for the next 14 days, even though it is the greatest producer of coal in the world. As a result, China will need to increase the amount of coal it imports. However, obtaining coal imports will be difficult and expensive. This is partly because China has placed an embargo on coal imports from Australia, the largest coal exporter in the world, which went into effect a year ago. As a form of retribution towards Canberra's request for an international investigation into the origins of the coronavirus, Beijing placed an embargo on its trade partners. As a result of Beijing's instruction to state-owned energy businesses to secure supply, the global energy markets are likely to witness a bidding war for reserves of coal and natural gas, which will increase prices across the board. The economic research agency Capital Economics, based in London, relayed the following message to its customers last week: power shortages are unlikely to improve anytime soon. Julian Evans Pritchard, the consultancy's senior China economist, says, China's power shortages are a mirror of the worldwide strain in energy markets and will not be remedied overnight. Power rationing will restrain industrial activity until demand weakens sufficiently to bring the home power market back into equilibrium, he continued. This will continue until the demand for energy falls to a level that will allow for equilibrium to be restored. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.